Hello and welcome to the ReACT self-service web portal homepage. From this homepage, the user is able to set up their ReACT ID information through the new user account setup. They can reset their network passwords. The user also has the ability to unlock their network accounts or Windows accounts from this module as well. And we're going to go ahead and go through all of these pieces in more detail. Now, new user setup is just that. It's designed for brand new users. Typically, new user setup will be the user's first introduction to the tool. To get to the new user setup, click Go to Setup Tool. Now you'll see it's asking me for my ReACT ID. This is typically just your Windows account or your Active Directory username. I'm going to go ahead and enter in my M. Smith username and hit Enter or Continue. Now you'll see it's asking me for my AD credentials or my Windows password. This is because I'm a brand new user. I don't have any other authentication options configured at this moment, but I do need to prove my identity before I'm able to change anything about my existing profile. So I'm going to go ahead and enter in my Active Directory or my Windows credentials and hit Enter or Continue. Now, once authenticated, ReACT will then prompt me to go ahead and fill out my challenge questions. Now, I have the ability here to pick a challenge question from the drop-down list, and of course, I do need to confirm the answer before I'm able to move forward. But you also have the ability to create a custom challenge question, and you can create your own challenge question and your own answer if you'd like. Okay, and let me just fill out my last question before we move forward. And of course, I need to confirm every answer and then hit Enter or Continue once I'm finished. Once I provide all of my challenge questions to the tool, ReACT will then ask me for my alternate email address. Now I have the ability to provide my alternate email here, or I can skip this step if I don't want to provide my alternate email, or maybe I don't have an alternate email. After I provide that information, ReACT will then ask me for my cell phone number. Now, I have the ability to provide my 10-digit cell phone number here, or I can go ahead and skip this step. Just make sure you define the correct carrier before moving forward. And that's all there is to it. Once all of those pieces of information are provided to the product, your ReACT ID is completely configured, and now you can go ahead and utilize those available options whenever the portal is available to you. Now, a password reset is very simple and straightforward. We're going to just kind of go through it very quickly here. Go to Reset Tool to reset your password. Of course, you have to enter in your username, hit Enter or Continue. Now you'll see it's asking me for my challenge questions instead of my AD password. I'm no longer a brand new user. I have these options configured, and now I can utilize them to move forward. So on this screen, to authenticate to reset my password, I can go ahead and use my AD or Windows password to authenticate. I can answer my challenge questions to move forward. I can get a PIN sent to my cell phone for authentication purposes, but I can also get a PIN sent to either my primary email address or my alternate email address in this situation as well. But we're going to keep it simple, and we're just going to use our challenge questions and challenge question answers to go ahead and authenticate and move forward to reset our password. Once authenticated, if I have multiple accounts, I'll be presented with a system selection screen. From the system selection screen, I have the ability to pick and choose which accounts I want to reset at that given moment. But I also have the ability to synchronize my password reset to every account that belongs to me in one shot at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and reset both passwords and hit Continue. Now you'll notice that as I type the password, the rules are checked off above. Just one little extra feature that we put in to make it that much easier to use, which will hopefully in turn make your lives easier as well. I needed to meet at least 3 of the following rules, and so I met that requirement. At this point, I have a pretty good indication my password's going to be accepted by the system. I'm going to go ahead and hit reset. And that's all there is to it. Once these successful messages are displayed, the reset has occurred successfully, and now I can go ahead and utilize those new credentials immediately. Now, account unlock is very similar to password reset. You always want to enter in your username, the first thing you do. Authenticate to the portal, and of course this depends on whatever authentication options that you have configured and available to you. I'm going to just use my challenge questions to authenticate in this scenario and hit Enter or Continue. And again, like the password reset, I have the ability to pick and choose which accounts I want to unlock at that given moment. Or I can just simply unlock one account if I'd like. Let's go ahead and unlock them both in one shot and hit Continue. and then simply just press unlock. Once those successful messages are displayed, the unlock has occurred. If ReACT comes across an account that's already unlocked, it will simply display that successful message to you, letting you know that your account is good to go. And that's all there is to using the ReACT self-service web portal. And don't forget, there are help boxes on each page here. If you get stuck, you can click for help and get the help text displayed if you get stuck on any of the pages. Thank you.